But overall, from year to year, we're actually down. The Colts lead the series 26-19.
They do. So they're a full 7 games ahead of us. 7 games over 500. Well, you know, I don't know how good this Indianapolis team is. They've been kind of mediocre, kind of in the middle of the pack, similar to us in stats. I've got the team stats and I'm looking at them. I mean, points per game, they're scoring 23.2 a game. We're scoring 23.4 a game. So, I mean, offensively, we've been very, very similar. Total yards per game, we actually got them a bit. They're running for 386 yards, or their total stats, total passing yards are 358 a game, and we're at 377. So they've got us a little bit there. And our rushing yard average there at 124 yards per game, and we're at 122 yards per game. Defensively, they're giving up 379 yards a game, so we should really be able to take care of them. But we're giving up 348 yards a game, and I was surprised when I saw that. I didn't realize it was that much. Now, if it's just between the 20s, you know, who cares? But if that's leading to scores, then you know there's a concern there. And rushing is almost identical, 111 yards for them, 113 yards per game for us, which is pretty good. So I wanted to pull those stats out, take a look at them, and you know, it's a pretty evenly matched game. I guess the one thing that has me concerned is injuries. We've got nobody that has been called out for this game, but we've got 5 guys questionable, including Kinlaw, both quarterbacks, Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo, and Trent Williams. I mean, these are key guys that are banged up. They're questionable, but what is that? You know, I don't even know what that means. And for Indianapolis, I mean, the big questionable that I see there is T.Y. Hilton. I mean, it's going to be critical for Indianapolis that he's out there. So what do you think about our position in terms of having Kinlaw banged up, Lance banged up, Trent Williams banged up, and Jimmy Garoppolo banged up?
Well, I think Jimmy's going to be okay.
You think so?
Yeah. I just think they don't want to get him out there, and just because he's not practicing doesn't mean he can't play.
Right.
And Kinlaw's been that way all season long.
Oh, has he? Not practicing during the week and then playing?
That's why he hasn't progressed very much. But he's still forced to have to deal with in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think Trent will probably be there.
But I hope so, though. I don't remember the name of the guy. And you said it. You said it right after it happened. The name of the guy that took his place.
Moore.
Right, and he did a nice job.
Yes, he did.
He stepped in and did a good job.
He really surprised me.
Yeah, very surprising. Very pleasant surprise to know that there's somebody that can fill that space. I mean, Trent Williams arguably is the best offensive lineman in football. Certainly paid that way. So to be able to fill in the middle of a game and have somebody do that well, that's encouraging. Any other thoughts on these injured guys? If Williams and Garoppolo do play, then certainly we're in better shape than it looks like right now. So I talked about team stats a little bit there. We're matched up pretty evenly to these guys. What do you think the key is going to be there,
Well, the
given the
key
fact that
for defense is to get to Wentz early and keep the pressure on him.
right?
He has a tendency to get the yips pretty easy if you can stay on him. You don't have to hit him all the time or anything. If you hit him to start with and then stay on him, he kind of falls apart.
Yeah, yeah. He doesn't. I mean, he's not having a great season, right? He started every game, and he's got 1,545, basically 1,550 yards for the season. So he's not tearing it up. They're not tearing it up offensively at all. Their rushing leader is Jonathan Taylor. He's got 472 yards. So, I mean, that's what is that? 75, 80 yards a game. They've played one more game than we have. And then their best receiver is Michael Pittman. At wide receiver with 403 total yards. Mm-hmm. So they're not really burning it up, What do you think?
I think I watched the film on both of their games, and of course, the optimist that I am, I think we shouldn't have any problems with them.
I think you're right. I think we're a much better team than these guys are. And, our stats might be the same, but if you look who they played versus who we played in the first 5 games, we had a much tougher schedule than those guys do. So, that's not reflected in these numbers. But we all know, if we take a look at who they played in their first 5 games. Actually, I have that. Let me go to my cheat sheet here. So the last 5 49er games, we played Arizona, Seattle, Green Bay, Philly, and Detroit. But the last 5 games the Colts have played, they played Houston, they played Baltimore, who is arguably the best team in the AFC. So that was a tough one. And that was an OT loss. So they played pretty well in that game. They beat Miami. Then they lost to Tennessee. They lost to the Rams. So the last 5 games, again, they're pretty even as well. But we played a much tougher schedule than they did. So I think that has a lot to do with it. And that being said, I think we just have a better team than they have. So, I wanted to bring up one thing, Gary, and see what you think about this. But, we get to welcome back DeForest Buckner this weekend. And, basically, we were able to pick up Ayuk and Kinlaw as the result of trading Defoe to the Colts. We did it on draft day so that we could move up and get Ayuk. And then we picked up Kinlaw to take Defoe's spot. And all Defoe did last year was get named first team All-Pro with 58 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and 9.5 sacks in 15 games. His 9.5 sacks also set a franchise record. So, I mean, he's a monster and he's playing like one. I got a feeling he's going to be a real handful this weekend. What do you think about welcoming Defoe back, Gary?
Well, I think it was a good move to start with by the 49ers because we couldn't afford him.
Yeah.
Look at his price tag.
Yeah, it's $20 million a year.
Yeah, and he's probably worth it. But where would we be if we had him instead of Kinlaw?
Oh man,
who else would we have on the defense?
Well, I mean, we'd have everybody.
Where's the money coming from? We'd be
Oh,
way
yeah.
over the cap.
Right. We're over the cap. Bay Area teams are always over the cap. And but yeah, the Niners certainly had money to worry about. It is a business. I read an article, Depot, talking about leaving the 49ers. He loved playing for the 49ers. But he had a real businessman attitude about the trade. He said, "Hey, it was a business move, and I understand it. I'm happy where I'm at." So, and I'll bet he's happy he's having career years. So, if I think if both of those guys, get through their youngster yips and can get out there and play like veterans, then it was a really good move. But boy, Defoe's definitely one of the best defensive players in the league.
Yes.
And we got to watch out for him.
But they're playing him on the outside, and if they keep him inside, he's a lot better on the inside than he is on the outside.
He is.
And I like seeing him on the outside against us.
Yeah, me too. I think they're they move him around quite a bit. We moved him around.
Yeah,
he's just a really good defensive player. So, what else do you think about this weekend? What are things to watch for, Gary?
Well, I got some hot takes.
Okay.
And I think that Ebukam, who I call Ebubam, is going to have the best game he's had for us. He's due. And he's
why is this one? Why is this the game?
Why is what?
Why is this the game where he's going to break out?
Well, I think he's been building towards it. And I think he's getting more comfortable with the defense that we run as opposed to what the Rams run. And
oh, yeah.
So I think that you're going to see some stuff out of him. I've watched a lot of film on him, and he's one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see both he and Bosa in at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it certainly wouldn't hurt to mix it up a little bit, right?
And then the other thing is I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Brunskill is going to have a good game.
Oh, that is out on a limb.
Hot take. Brunskill has a good game.
Really? Okay.
He looked lost against the Cards.
Yeah.
From time to time.
Yeah.
But he still did okay. He did a lot better than people are giving him credit for.
Yeah, I agree. I guess if I had a hot take this weekend for myself, I think Alshair is going to have a big day. He's second on the team in total tackles. He's got 36 tackles. But I think there's going to be a lot of focus on Fred Warner. He's tearing up the league right now. He's got 65 total tackles. So he's doing a great job. I think we're going to focus on him, and I think I've liked what I've seen from Alshair so far. I think he's gonna bust out for a big game.
Okay, I got one more guy I'm going to bring up.
Okay.
And that's Ayuk is going to have a good game.
You think so?
I think he's paying attention, and he's going to go back to running his routes so they all look the same. He's telegraphing what route he's running.
Yeah.
And he didn't do that his rookie year.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a big difference, so that we're going to have two outstanding wide receivers on the field.
We are. What do you think about putting Ayuk in the slot on the same side as Debo?
Oh, I mix it up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just sitting here thinking about, what you said, the hot take on Ayuk. I'm sure they've probably done it. I don't remember it, but that seems like it would be awfully hard to defend if we had both those guys on one side. If we give Jimmy enough time to throw it, I think those guys can get open. I think Debo is going to continue to have another good game now. I think he's fast becoming recognized as one of the best wide receivers in the NFC. So, and you know who else I like? Oh boy, let me. So here's my memory issue. This is why it's a Fogies show, everybody. The tight end that
Dwelly
has been, yeah, Dwelly. I mean, I thought he had a really nice game against Arizona, and I like the guy. I think Kittle's back this week, right? But everybody focuses on Kittle, and I think they should call some plays specifically for Dwelly. Get that guy open and let him catch the ball and go. He's got good hands and good legs. So I think he could be a pretty dangerous weapon.
with Debo and Kittle out there, there's going to be a lot of room for other receivers to do some good things.
But I mean, ultimately, we're a run first offense, right? I mean, that's what we're supposed to be, and I thought I had rushing numbers here, but I don't. I apologize. But I think that we're getting healthy in the backfield. And I think that with the exception of DeForest Buckner, our offensive line should really be able to handle these guys, and that should open lanes, and the running game should get going. So really looking for that, really looking for Kyle Shanahan to use the running game to try to confuse these guys and loosen them up for the passing game. What are your thoughts on that, Gary?
Well, I'd like to see a 60-40, 60 runs to 40 pass. That's a winning combination. If we're doing that, we're doing okay. It's when you reverse those two, then you're trying to catch up. And I don't like to catch up. I like to start out and keep it.
Yeah.
Build on that.
Yeah. I like it too, as long as we can hold it and not come apart in the fourth quarter.
Well, you just keep putting the pressure on.
Well, that's the thing, right?
You don't idle.
Yeah. Yeah. All gas, no brakes. No prevent defense. Go in to score. If you're up by two scores, go up by 3. Yeah, we've talked about this in previous podcasts, where I think we're both in agreement that defensively, when we get in that fourth quarter and we've got a lead, we go right to prevent every game, and as you say, it prevents us from scoring. So I don't know. You think these guys will be able just to put the pedal to the metal and let it roar for 4 quarters?
I think so. They had a week off. Well, they're supposed to have had a week off.
Yeah.
Most of the guys were, because they were injured, got to spend that week off at the facility.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see.
I'm
looking forward to it. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I think Indianapolis is a mixed bag, but I think we're definitely a better game. Do we want to throw some predictions out there, Gary?
You can if you want. I never predict scores.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to predict a score, but I
Oh.
am going to say that I think we'll win by more than a few. And I think it'll be a low scoring game. Comparative thoughts, or
Well,
are you?
I'd like to see 2 touchdown win. But
I would too. We've got the team to do it.
yeah, we do.
I'm just conservative right now, and I'm a bit more of a pessimist than you are. So that's why this works.
So where are you going to watch the game, Rich?
Who am I going to watch?
Where are you going to watch the game?
I'm going to watch it at Heathen Farrell Public Brewing House on Washington Avenue in beautiful downtown Vancouver. What about you, Gary? Where are you going to watch?
I think I'm going to do the same, only I may be actually filming my trip from my house to the Heathen.
Oh, that would be great. That's a
And of
beautiful
course, run it
drive.
real fast, so that hour goes by really quick. But I think that'd be kind of fun.
Oh man, I like that road between your house and Highway 5. That's a great road.
A lot of stuff to look at there too.
Yeah, and just a fun road to drive. I like
the
it.
Beefalo or Buffalo there are my
Oh,
favorites.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, it's an interesting place to live, and love the fact that you take an hour and come down. We can hang out every game, try to figure out what's going on there. So anyway, if you watch this channel, and you haven't joined us for a game, come on down. Right now, it's early in the season. We're averaging 50, 60 people a game, inside and outside. But if you're a Southwest Washington 49er fan, or just a football fan who wants to sit with other people and cheer for a game, come on down and join us. I think you'll enjoy it. And make sure that you join the 49er Fogie podcast. Gary, you want to talk about what we're doing here a little bit?
Well, we're taking the older view on things because we value history. And we've got a lot of things going. We're going to have segments coming up on how you became a 49er fan, so your favorite games, and maybe your not so favorite games.
Yeah.
And some of your best memories as a 49er fan.
Yeah, I think that'll be a lot of fun. And there's other people that we can share that with. And some of the ladies that we hang out with know more about football than anybody else in the room. So we definitely want to get some of the Empire ladies involved in those conversations.
Well, that reminds me of a Grateful Dead song, women
Which
are
one?
Smarter. Women
What's
are
that?
Smarter.
One more time, I'm sorry.
Women are smarter
Women are smarter
than men in every way.
Yep.
Anyway, so if you're watching this and would like to film how you became a 49er fan, you can contact us through this channel, and we'll set up a time and we'll zoom you in on it.
That's a great idea, Gary, and I think people should really enjoy that one. And for the folks that have joined, I think people are enjoying this game. And the other thing that we're doing, and we're still working on it, but we're going to bring people the history of the 49ers with the 49er Fogies Wayback Machine. And there's one up on your channel right now, the Fogie channel. You did a great job on producing that one. Hopefully people find it interesting. Take a look. It's 1946. And Gary and I have picked out some important 49ers from our very first year. And we'll keep that going year by year throughout the season, and maybe even after the season. Huh? So anyway, got a lot of good things going. If you're a 49er fan in Southwest Washington and you're not joining us and you're not watching these, then you're missing out on a lot. So we look forward to seeing as many people as possible. Oh, by the way, Gary, let me throw this out there. This weekend starts our food drive. We'll have a food drive for 4 Sundays in a row. The fourth one being the one before Thanksgiving week, so we can help bring in as much food as possible to the Clark County Food Bank. The everything donated will stay here in Southwest Washington, and it's a great cause. So please, when you join us, if you can bring some non-perishables with you, the food barrel will be there, and let's try to help some folks who need it over the holidays.
And don't forget the raffle.
Come to the raffle and be there for that 2-minute warning raffle, because every week that's a big one. So come on down. And this week we start the kids raffle, which is at halftime. And every kid that comes in that's younger than 12 years old will get a free ticket. And at halftime, we'll do a kids raffle. There'll be some items there specifically for kids. These first items are kind of rolling in right now. But as the season goes, I expect to have some pretty nice stuff there. I'm heading to California next weekend, so I'll pick up some stuff around there as well. So, yeah, those are the raffles for adults and raffles for kids. Anything else, Gary?
That ought to do it. We'll see you online or at the Heathen or both.
Okay, I will. And say hello to your lovely wife for me. And I'll see you Sunday night.
Okay, go Niners.
Go Niners.